Hello everyone, myself Muthumadimita from First MA History, St. Mary's College, Autonomous, Thuthukudi. Now I am going to present the topic Mughals economy, revenue system and trade. The Mughals society was hierarchical and diverse. The merchant class was an important economic group in Mughal society. They contribute significantly to the trade, commerce, finance and urban growth. Agriculture was the main source of the economy. As far as the technology was concerned, the Indian cultivators by no means was backward and the production level was definitely very high, and the income that they generated was the means on which the Mughal mighty empire depended. Types of irrigation. They followed various types of irrigation methods. The first one was the regular common use was that of a wooden scoop or dently. This worked on the lever principle. This method was shown in these pictures. The second method was the charas. This was a leather bucket attached to a rope drawn by a pulley wheeled by the oxen. The third one is the Persian wheel or the sakya. The sakya was made of wood, rope and some parts and worked on the principle of combination of pin drum gearing the belt. This method was shown in these pictures. Wells. The wells were much cheaper and could be made easily by the cultivators. These wells were dug for one reason and then usually abandoned. Reservoirs. The peasants in the hilly tract peninsula also built reservoirs collectively in the 1850s and the 1660s. It is recorded that the Mughals gave advance of Rs 40,000 to 50,000 in the region of Khandesh and Berar for building reservoirs. Canals. Most of the large canals were very impressive. Shah Jahan's Naral Faiz was very extraordinary and was almost 150 miles in length. Agriculture. The essential feature of agriculture during the Mughal period was the huge amount of food and non-food crops grown by the peasants. Aini Akbari gives a list of 16 types of rabi or spring crops. Sericulture. By 17th century, Bengal was one of the largest producers of silk in Asia. The quality of silk in this region was also noteworthy. Horticulture. The technique of grafting was an area of interest of the elites. The process of grafting was very much used in the growth of citrus fruits. This process also led to the growth of cherry in Kashmir. Dislocation of agriculture. A Portuguese record suggests that the famine of 1630-32 killed 3 million people in the region of Gujarat. The agrarian exploitation surplus was almost squeezed through the new tax system. The natural calamity and agrarian exploitation posed a real problem for the expansion of agriculture. These are all about the economy and then the trade of the Mughals. Internal trade. The Mughal India had a vast internal trade network connecting cities, towns and villages. The key goods they used for the trade. The agricultural products like rice, wheat, sugar and cotton. The textiles like cotton, silk and muslin from Bengal and Gujarat. And also the metals and weapons like brass, copper and firearms. The trade was facilitated through markets, caravans and river transport. The overseas trade. Indian merchants were active in maritime trade with the West Asia, Africa, Southeast Asia and Europe. The major ports were Surat, Mazulipattanam, Hooghly. The imports were horses, silver, gold and luxury goods. The exports were the spices, textiles, indigo. Foreign trade. The Mughal merchants traded with the Portuguese, Dutch, British and French traders. The European trading companies depended on Indian merchants for supplies and finance. Thus, the merchant class was a crucial pillar of the Mughal economy, driving trade, finance, and urban development. Their commercial networks connected India to the global economy and making the Mughal India one of the wealthiest regions of the time. And then their revenue system. The Mughal revenue system was a well organized and systematic approach to land revenue collection. The system was a significant part of Mughal administration and contributed to the empire's prosperity and stability. The key features of the Mughal revenue system. First, the land classification. In the Mughal period, the land was classified into four categories. Polage, it was a cultivated annually and never left fallow. And then the parat, left fallow for a year or two to regain fertility. Charcher, left fallow for 3 to 4 years. And then the banjar, uncultivated land for over 5 years. The revenue assessment. The system calculated the average yield of each crop and its market price over the last 10 years. And then the one-third of this average produce was fixed as the state's share. The cash payment. Unlike the previous systems that the collected revenue in kind, the Aini Dashala primarily accepted cash payments, promoting a monetized economy. The impact of the revenue system. First of all, the positive impacts. The economic stability. It also increased the state revenue and contributed to the wealth of the empire. And then the agricultural growth. Incentivized cultivation leading to the surplus production. And then the standardization. It brought uniformity and fairness in revenue assessment. The negative impacts of the revenue systems are the burden on peasants. High revenue demands sometimes led to hardships for farmers. The dependence on zamindars. The corruption and exploitation by zamindars were the common thing in that period. The regional variations. This system's success varied in different regions. It was highly effective in the northern plains but less so in the Deccan and Bengal. Finally, the conclusion. It combined the traditional Indian practices with Persian influences, showcasing the Mughal ability to integrate diverse administrative practices. However, the system's success was heavily dependent on a strong and stable central administration, which weakened under the later Mughal rulers, contributing to the empire's decline. These are all about the Mughals' economy, revenue system and trade. Thank you.